Hey, what's up, fellow Star Trek fans? So I want to put out another video on the belt buckles that I've been doing, the resin belt buckles. These are not metal belt buckles. I just want to make sure that I say that again because I have had some people reach out to me to order, and then when I get ready to ship it, they're like, is this a metal buckle? No, it's not a metal buckle. It is a resin buckle. I'm going to talk more about it here on this update, but I do have some new options. We've got couple of options. This is the one that you've been seeing me put out in previous videos, but we've got two other options now that we're going to talk about in this video, so stay tuned. Give me a minute, I'll put you on the bench, we'll take a look. Alright, so here's that first buckle I did up that I've been selling that I've shown in the previous videos, and it's got the all-clad. I use the all-clad metallics to finish the face plate on it, and it turns out really nice. Now I was using polished aluminum, but I started noticing that some certain angles with the polished aluminum you would get kind of a darker looking, kind of a patchy or blotchy looking black in certain spots, and I didn't really like that. So what I started using, what I tried out, was just the plain aluminum all clad on the buckles, and I like the way that looks a lot better. It's a lot more of an even look at different angles. So that's what I'm using now to do this, but it still had a nice look before. It's just like I said, sometimes when I looked at it in certain light, it would get kind of dark in certain areas where it just I guess just because of the polished look maybe, but I like the plain aluminum better, so that's what I've been using on these. So this is the buckle that I've shown in previous videos. It's the center clasp one with the delta in the middle, and I have redesigned or kind of done some fine-tuning on this clasp. I did have, I think, two people reach out to me that their clasp wasn't clasping. It was they would close the buckle and it would come undone. It was like it was only staying together through friction, and it wasn't clasping like it was supposed to. So I did a little bit of refining on this, and I'm getting ready to send out replacements to those two that reached out to me. And so I've made up a couple of these now, and I've been testing them out, and haven't had any further problems with them doing that. So that issue seems to have been resolved, and like I said, this one here is working great. It's just no issues with it locking up. So I think that issue's been resolved. Just a little bit of review. Now this buckle is modular, and what that means is these belt loops can come off, and the reason for that is because some jackets are using, the New American jackets for example, are using a 1.5 inch belt, so therefore I have a 1.5 inch belt loop like you see on here for those. Most of your other jackets, like your SB, is it 379, you know who I'm talking about if you've seen those jackets. Those, Novos, some of the other jackets are using like over a 2 inch belt strap, and I'm not sure why, because I've gotten some pretty insightful information from Mr. Pipgrass about, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I hope it's not Pipgrass, but let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But David gave me some good information. He did a lot of research on these buckles, and actually had his hands on a screen use buckle that he got measurements from, and he was nice enough to share those with me. But I know that this belt loop on those screen use buckles was not more than 2 inches, so I don't know why they've got such wide belt straps on some of the jackets. But anyway, I've got this at 1.5 inch for New American jackets. Most other jacket brands, you'll have to make sure and let me know if you've got some other New American, but I know that the SB 379 or whatever it is, sorry, I don't remember it off the top of my head, and I don't have it pulled up on my computer. I know the Innovus jackets, so those use like over a 2 inch belt. So I've got 2 inch belt loops. That's as wide as I can make it, because otherwise it would stick out from behind the buckle. But I've got those available for those jackets, and the people that have bought those buckles with those size belt loops, they have worked perfectly with those belt loops if they've got those size belt straps. So just to let you know, I've had people that bought them and they've tested it out, and it works great. So I've got that option that can be swapped out. And also, by removing these 4 screws, not only do these come off, but also the centerpiece comes out. And basically lets you take this faceplate and use it with any other centers, which I'm about to show you. I've got some new centers that I came out with. Now, I had a backlog. At one point, I had a backlog of like 30 buckles I had to get made. And I finally caught that up. It's taken me a couple months, but I finally got it caught up. And now that I've got that caught up, I've got some options that I want to come out with. In case you weren't exactly fond of the clasp version here, I have also come out with Mr. Robert Lyons, my personal padre, asked me to come up with a UFP center seal, and you can see that here. So I came up with that, but in order to do that, I had to take away the clasp part and come up with my own kind of clasp design here, which is a paddle design. And basically what that means is this whole centerpiece here is on a hinge, and it's a spring-loaded hinge, and you push one side of this and it lifts up the other side, and then you can unlatch it, and you can see there's a catch here. That's what it catches onto. So that is how that part is fastening. It took me a little bit to kind of come up with that and get it to work properly. Robert has had his jacket or his buckle for over a month, and he's been wearing it on almost a daily basis. He said, I think he told me he's only not worn it on days when it's been raining or I guess snowing. And but other than that, he's been wearing his jacket and using his buckle daily, and has had no issues with it. So those of you that were kind of wondering whether or not this would be proper for daily use, now I still don't recommend it for daily use because I still think you'd be better served by a metal buckle. But like I said, Robert has used his on a daily basis, hasn't had any issues with it other than he did scratch, put a little scratch on the faceplate from wearing his seatbelt. So just be mindful of that. These do have a clear coat on them, but they're not indestructible. You can scratch them just like you could with a metal buckle. The great thing about a metal buckle is if you scratched it, you could probably polish it out. But these you can't quite do that with. So just keep that in mind. But I think this paddle design would work great for a lot of people that maybe didn't like the center clasp. The center clasp was also a bit more rigid. It didn't flex a lot. This one, you'll notice there's a bit of a gap here, and that is to allow this buckle to flex more, which I think is kind of aided in Robert not having any issues with breakage or that on this because it does flex more. So just something to put out there for those that may want this or may want to try this out, that don't want to pay up yet for a metal buckle, or maybe I don't know how long the wait is to get a metal buckle made, but it's certainly an option for you to try out, and it's not very expensive. Like I said, these are $45 in the US, shipping included. Outside, I've only shipped to the UK. The UK is $20 just for shipping, so you're looking at $65 to ship to the UK. Or $65 altogether with shipping for this buckle to the UK. Now I've got somebody right now that I'm getting ready to next week when I go to ship my last batch before my back order is caught up. I'm going to get a shipping rate to Germany, and I will put that in the notes below once I get that shipping rate in case anybody in Germany is interested. But so we've got these two, and the other design that I've got that I kind of was thinking about doing, but somebody had asked about the possibility of doing it, so I went ahead and did it, is this Delta. And you can see it's raised. It's not flat, so you get kind of a raised Delta there. And again, this is done with all-clad metallic paints, and it's got kind of a polished back. It's not really polished, it's just a high gloss finish on it, but it turned out real nice. I'm real happy with that. So you've got this center as well, so you got 3 center choices now, and you do still have the choice of 2 different face plates. This is the classic. This is the one that most people seem to be interested in and buying, is the classic. I do still have the I don't have one of these made up right now, but I do still have the modern design, which is more of an angular, which I think is more like what Novos had going for their jackets. It's more of an angular face to it. This one is showing the center clasp, but again, this one would be modular. I'm going to talk about this piece in a minute. But again, that part would be modular, so you can use that faceplate on any 3 of these center pieces. So you can interchange these as much as you want to. So like I mentioned, any one of these buckles with any centerpiece would be $45. That's with shipping in the US. And again, like I said, outside of the US, I've only shipped to the UK. That's $20 just for shipping for that. But if you order a buckle, a full buckle for $45, let's say you order the full center clasp version for $45, but you also want the UFP or you want the Delta design, it's only $15 to add either one of these. It's $15 a piece to add either one of these to go with this. Now, if you order this and then later on decide you want a different centerpiece, it's $20 because I gotta ship it separately, so I gotta charge an extra $5 for shipping again. But you can order a buckle. You can order these two just centerpieces, and the buckle's $45. Centerpieces would be $15 to add on. So even if you added both these, it'd be another $30. So you're talking about $45, $55, $65. That's $75 for one full buckle and the two centerpieces shipped. Of course, you're always welcome to order a new buckle for each centerpiece, which is what Andrew has done. I don't want to use his last name because I haven't gotten his permission to say this, but one of my most valued customers, I guess you could say, has ordered a new buckle for each one of the centerpieces, and he's been loving them. So I'm glad to do that if you're interested in doing that. But if you just want to save some money, you just want to buy the one full buckle and just change out the centers as needed, you can do that as well. So just wanted to put that information out there. But so those are the options I just want to go over in this updated video. You've got the classic faceplate, you've got the modern faceplate, so two different faceplates that you can choose from, and then you now have three different centerpieces that you can choose from. This is the center clasp, this is the UFP logo center, and this is the Delta center. So if you want to order those, just send me an email to ensignschair@gmail.com. That's how I'm doing orders right now. I'm kind of pondering opening an Etsy store for this. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I've got a lot of stuff going on. If you've been following any of my model builds, you know I've got quite a bit of stuff going on, and these are kind of taking up a bit of time as well right now. But now I'm caught up on my backlog. Hopefully it won't slow down my model building as much. But anyway, just wanted to put this out. Those are your options. I also wanted to mention the classic faceplate has been selling the most. I haven't really sold a lot of the modern faceplates, so what I decided to do was put this up on Colts 3D. Now, before you get too excited, this is printed as a two-piece. This is not going to have the modular capability, so no, you're not going to be able to go on there and print this and then just buy one of the centerpieces and order it and then have a buckle. I have removed the modular capability from this, and it's kind of stuck at a 2-inch belt loop, so it'll fit the 2-inch or the 1.5 inch. It'll have a little slack on the 1.5 inch, but if you're interested in doing your own maybe finish on this or what have you, it's an option. It's up on Colts 3D. I'll put the link for it down below. I don't remember what the price was. I think I put it on there for $5 or maybe it's €5. I'd have to look. I don't remember, but anyway, it's an option. You can print as many of those you want for personal use only. It does not mean go on there, print them, and then I don't want to see anybody later on selling these later. That's not what that's for. That's just for you to print for yourself in case there's other finishes you want to do on it or what have you. But so anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to make this too long. Just want to do this kind of review on the options that are available now. I will have some other centerpieces coming out. I've got a couple of thoughts on that. I've got a couple of thoughts on doing a different finish on the belt buckle itself, maybe doing like a section 31 black style buckle. Let me know in the comments below if you might be interested in something like that. You know, what do you think about possibly doing a section 31 type belt buckle? So hit me up in the comments below, let me know, and I'll work on that. That's just something I'm kind of tossing around in my mind, thinking about doing. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody that's been buying these. If you're going to place an order in the future, again, thank you. And I hope people get to you know, use these buckles and get some enjoyment out of them. But again, till next time, take care.